It's time for another episode of Mac Minute. This week we're going to talk about something that I have a question from somebody else. They've asked me about how to use disk utility, or what does it do. They see it in there and they're not quite sure. And I want to just walk through a little bit. I will say that this utility can be dangerous, can be very dangerous. You can lose lots of data using this tool, but also is very helpful, especially when you use new hard drives. So the way you get to disk utility is you go to your applications and you go down to utilities. Inside utilities, here it is right here, disk utility. It's a disk with a stethoscope on it. So we click on that. And when it comes up, you're going to see I really only have one drive right now, and that's my hard drive. And when you click on the hard drive, you can see I can give it first aid, which I've never really had to do before, so I can't tell you how to use this. But if you have a new drive, you can go in and erase it and format it. Or if you have an old drive that you want to make new, you can do that as well. If you have a RAID set up in your Mac Pro, this is also a way you can come in and do your RAID. And you can also do restore. So the most common use for this is people get a thumb drive that's formatted in a Windows format. So they stick the thumb drive in here. They basically go through the erase process. And when you go through the erase process, which I'm not going to do, by the way, you are optioned to choose what format you want. And the default is Mac OS journaled, which is probably what you want. Now, if the thumb drive is going to be used for things other than the Mac, you do not want that. You probably either want FAT or FAT extended. The problem with a FAT file system is it's limited in size, and the file size is very limited. The FAT extended gets past that problem. Now, the Mac can read Windows drives, like NTFS drives, but it cannot write to them. So there is a problem if you're trying to share data between Windows and a Mac. So it's important to remember that if you are trying to do that, you want to choose like extended FAT or FAT extended. I can't remember what order that is. But that can all be configured in here. So you stick the thumb drive in, you're going to see it show up. You click on it, go to erase, change the format to what you want it to be, give it a name, click the erase button right here, and in a couple seconds you're going to have a functioning thumb drive. And that works for any external drive or any new drives you stick into your machine as well. That's how you use disk utility. But because it does do the erase, you can see right here I could fairly easily, with the right permissions, erase my drive by accident. Now, I'm logged in as not an administrative user, so I cannot erase the main drive. But had I been logged in as me instead of the show user, I would be able to click on the erase button, and in a couple seconds my drive would be gone. So it can be a very dangerous thing. So that's basically what disk utility does. And there's a few other things in here you can do as far as burning CDs and stuff like that, and we'll show that in a future episode. I can't show it on this particular machine because this machine doesn't have a CD-ROM or DVD-ROM burner on it, but we can show you how you can take a disk image and burn it to a disk, and we will show you that in a future episode as well. So this is the disk utility. That's it for Mac Minute this week. We'll see you next week. For show notes for this show, contacts, and more, go to the techzen.tv website where you can get show notes for all of our shows. We love to hear from our viewers and listeners. We have an email, a Twitter, and a phone number where you can contact us for each show. For details, visit the techzen.tv website and get the show details. You can also make a video and upload it somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo, and then just send us a link. You never know, you may see your video in a future show. You can get all of our shows delivered automatically to your favorite device by going to your favorite podcast website like iTunes and subscribing. Each of our shows also has a YouTube channel you can subscribe to get regular updates. Our shows are also available on most internet radio networks like Stitcher and TuneIn Radio. You can also watch and listen to our shows on Xbox, TiVo, and Roku. You can even find us on your Zune.